I'm your host, Sean MacKenzie. Thank you for joining me once again on my channel on data engineering and data analytics. In this episode, we're returning to our Microsoft Access playlist, and we're going to talk about report groupings, and specifically how to take a bunch of data that fits into one group and make sure that that shows up that way in our report, so that we can have multiple groupings and all the data showing up the way that we want to. Now this is very handy, and if you write a lot of reports in your work, you're going to use report groupings all the time. So without further ado, let's get to our report groupings in Microsoft Access. Okay, so to get started here, I'm using the same file that we used for some other examples, and as you can see here, this is a climate change data. Thanks to the World Bank for providing this data on their website, and I've imported it into Access, and as you can see, there's a bunch of countries and they've got some measures through the years here. Some entries don't have data and some do, and as you can see, if I scroll down, there's all these different kinds of measures that are included as part of this data set. And so you can see here this particular measure, the cereal yield, it does have a lot of entries in it, so we'll be sure to see those in our report. And so what we're going to do first is I'm going to show you first how to do grouping when you create the report using the wizard, and then I'm going to show you how to create the report, or create the grouping I should say, in an existing report where you just never had any grouping before. And so the first thing I'm going to do is, I don't want our report to spit out all 13,000 rows or whatever of that table, so I'm just going to I'm creating a query here, and I'm just basically going to create a simple query that selects everything from the table, all of the columns, but I'm only going to take Canada, I don't know, say Norway and Spain. So I'll take 3 countries, and then you'll be able to see in this query just the records for those countries. So in order to start this query, you can just go to create and then new query design, and I'm going to save it here. I just save it as climate sample, and as you can see, it's the same data, but I only have 174 records as opposed to 13,000, which is a little bit easier for us to work with. So you can see this is the table itself, and it's got like 13,512 records, which is going to give us a giant printout when we do our print preview on our report there. But yeah, if I go back to our climate sample here, you can see it's 174 records, and it has all those fields. So, and we only have, there's Spain, we only have Canada, Spain, and Norway, and then we've got all of the measures that were also included for the other countries, and it's going to give us a nice, easy report to create. So we'll go to our create ribbon there, and we'll zip over to the report wizard, which is the easiest way to make a report in Microsoft Access. We've selected our query, and I'm just going to take the country name, and then I'll take the series name, and so you can select your fields and then move them into the report, just as you can see here. And then I'll just select the last 3 years just for interest's sake here. And so you can hit next, and then on the next sort of page of the wizard here, you'll see that now it's asking, do you want to add any grouping levels? And that's exactly what we want to do. So we could choose country name or series name as a grouping, or both, but we're just going to take country name this time. You'll see that it creates it at the top, and it sort of gives a preview of what it might look like when it's rendered. And then you can see it asks for a sorting, and the sorting is what will be sorted inside of your grouping. and it asks you for a layout, and the stepped layout is very nice for group reports with groupings on them, and then it asks for a name on the last step, so you can just say, you know, climate sample report, and then I'll put wizard because we created this one with the wizard, and then I'll just hit print preview in order to view it. And as you can see, the wizard sort of you know, approximates where the field should go and what it should look like, and it's a bit of a mess when it first comes out, and you can go back and you can clean up a lot of this, but it does give you the report, and there's your grouping. So Canada is the first one in the list, and if I sort of view it at a high level, you can see there's Norway. So you can see the stepped means that it stepped the data down from the grouped part of it. So all of the records for Canada are together, all of the records for Norway are together, and again you can see there's Spain on page 4, and all of the records for Spain have been grouped below, you know, below where we put Spain. And so you can right click on the tab, and you can go to design view to quickly switch back and forth. And as you can see here in the report design, you can see it's added country name header as a section of the report, and that is the part where the grouping resides. And so you can expand that, and you can change it and put underlines or change the colors of that in order to really show it on the printed page where this section starts for this country or for whatever, you know, different measure that you choose. And so if I expand that out, you can see it put it up there, but it right justified it. So we'll go back and we'll just left justify that to make it look nicer, and so we'll click on where we've put our country name. We'll go to format, and we'll just put left justify in order to make it stick to the left there. And so if I can also expand the series name, which we'll do here in a minute, but just to show that you can do that. Here's Canada is now, you can see now it's very obvious that Canada is a group there because it's got bigger text, and so now all of those records grouped together, you're sure that those are inside of the Canada group, and you can use the extra real estate there, and you can, you know, expand your series name to look a little bit nicer, something like that. And you could go through, you could do all kinds of formatting here. I won't get into that now, and we'll just look at it, and there you go. So now you can sort of see a little bit more clearly. If you look at the top there, that country is at the top. It's very obvious that it steps down into the data for that country, and there's some, you know, number entries on the right there for each of the years. You know, it's sorted inside of the group by the field that we chose, and you can see that's where Norway starts on page 2, and so you can see Canada ends and then Norway starts, and that's sort of a nice easy way of doing that part. Now if I close my print preview, what I might want to show here is, you know, we might want to do something like, you know, add a page break, because maybe you want your group to start on a new page every time. So what we can do there is it's also going to show us how the groupings get added. So if I click group and sort, that button there, that's going to take us into the group and sort section, and you can see it's the section where you can sort of administer or take care of all of these, you know, different headers, because you might have one inside of another. And as you can see, it's created a group on country name, and it's got with A on top, so it's, you know, sorting, and it's, you know, it's got all these different things in here that you can change And it's got with a header section because we can see that in our report there, but it doesn't have a footer section. But the footer is something that you can add to your group, and that's where you can do things like you could add a sum to, you know, if you had numeric columns there, you could add a sum for, and then you'd have sums for each group. You could add all kinds of things in there. But in our case, what we're going to do is we're just going to create a page break in here so that a new page starts. So it does the whole group, in this case country, and when it gets to the end of the data for that country, it looks at the footer, what's in the footer, and it goes, oh, there's a page break in there. So that's going to, you know, create a new page for the next group. And that's really handy. So you can play with that footer. You can put subreports in the footer to have just data that's related to that. You can do all kinds of stuff with the footer and the header. But in this case, we're going to go to our controls, and we're just going to select that page break there. There it is, the page break. So we're going to click on that, and then we'll click it into our report, sort of where we want it. And you can see that little graphic there is the page break. And so now we have a footer in our group that just has a page break in it, and that's really going to help us to just show the data that we want to, the way that we want to show it. So you could have departments and you print everything off, and you might want to just give the pages for one department. And so you could do that because here's where the page break is at the end of that data for Canada. And then you can see on a new page, Norway starts. And if you go to the next page, it goes all the way until Norway data ends. And so that's a very handy way of separating the data and getting a page break on, you know, after each group. And so there's our last country there. So we had the three. We have Spain, Norway, and Canada, and their data is all grouped, and it's sorted within the group, and we've got a page break after that. And so that gives you an example of how to do this report with the wizard. So I'm going to close that now. So you might be asking yourself, you know, okay, well, that's great, but what if I have a report already that I need to add a group into? And so we're going to do that now. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a report with no groups in it. So we're going to pick the same data that we picked last time, and we're going to pick the same years of data. But of course, in this example, we have no grouping, so we picked our fields. We're going to go to the next screen here, and we're not going to choose any grouping. So we're going to say, hey, this is a report that already exists. It has no groups in it, but we want to add a group. So we'll just sort it by whatever country name, and then you'll see here on the last page we don't have the stepped option. We just have tabular, and so we'll take that for now, and then we'll call our report climate sample report, and we'll leave off the wizard because off the end of the name, because we're not going to use the wizard to put the groups in. And so if I open this report, we got our 6 pages, kind of similar to before, but the data is just like it's just, I mean, it's sorted. You can see Norway together, kind of, sort of there, and you know, it's kind of all mishmashed, and your boss tells you, hey, put a group around these, you know, around this. So this is what we're going to do here. So we did country name last time, but this time what we'll do is we'll add a series name and as a group instead of country name. So we've already sorted it by country name, and we can add a grouping, but what I'll do is I'll add the group first, and then I'll show you how it's easy to screw this up. So what you can do is if you just choose your group here, then it will create a group, but it's already sorted by country name. So you know, you might think that you've got your group set, but we're going to need to move that up. So first things first, you don't need to have the series name in the detail anymore, because that's going to be in the header. And so we can remove that, and we can use that real estate that's left there, and then we'll add into our series name header, we'll add our you know, nice big letters to show the series name, and then you could expand that out, because those names looked really long for the different series. And what you could do is you could type the field in here, but I'll just go to the data tab and I'll just choose it from here. So we got series and then name, and then tab off of that, and that's going to make that text box it's going to bind it to that field. And so now we've got the series name in our header, which is what we want, and we've got our everything set the way that we want. So if I go print preview, it comes out and it looks kind of funky. It's not quite what we want. And so if I go in here and I look at it, it's like, oh, okay, well, it did group it, but because we left that sort in there that already existed, so you might need to look for that when you create. If you're adding a group into an existing report that somebody else made, you need to be careful of the groups and sorts that are already there. So in this case, here's the one we made, and we're just going to go to the right and we're going to move the importance of that one up to a higher level, and it's going to put the sort below it. And then when we choose print preview, now you can see, okay, that's what I wanted to see. Access to electricity and then countries data inside of that. And that's sort of the way that you can organize that. If I scroll through, I can see where the fields had good data. I can see that, and we can analyze that or look at it however we like. And that's something that's really nice. I don't like the box, the border around that box there, so I'm just going to go and change that to transparent, and then hit my print preview again, and now it looks a bit nicer. So you could go through and you can start formatting and doing all kinds of cool stuff there, and that's going to make you a report that will be really great for your team. And that's how you do grouping on Microsoft Access reports. Hope you enjoyed today's discussion on how to do report groupings in Microsoft Access. If you like what you saw today, please give the video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet, and click the bell when you see the bell. And if you have any questions or comments about what you saw today, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. Have a great day, have a safe day, and I'll catch you next time.